The subway lurches to a stop at Atlantic Avenue and I grip the pole tighter, careful not to wrinkle the garment bag draped over my arm. Inside is my wedding dress. Ivory lace, simple and elegant, bought on clearance because that's what girls like me do. We make magic happen on tight budgets. My phone buzzes. Marcus, my fiancé, checking in for the third time this morning. All set for tomorrow? I type back quickly. Dress picked up. Feeling good. Love you. 3 words that should feel like truth but lately taste more like habit. Marcus is good. Marcus is safe. Marcus has a steady job as an accountant and a 5-year plan that includes me. What more could a foster kid who aged out of the system at 18 want? Security, stability, someone who chose me. The ring on my finger catches the fading sunlight as I climb to street level. Oval sapphire surrounded by tiny diamonds, set in white gold. Marcus proposed 6 months ago on the Brooklyn Bridge at sunset, and I cried because someone finally wanted to keep me forever. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. The ring came from his grandmother, he'd said. A family heirloom. His mother had presented it to him specifically for this purpose. Tears in her eyes, welcoming me into their family. My phone rings as I turn onto my street. Unknown number. Hello? Silence. Then breathing. Heavy and deliberate. Where did you get that ring? A man's voice. Deep, accented. Italian, maybe. Each word pronounced with careful precision. My steps slow. Excuse me? The ring you're wearing. Sapphire, oval cut. Approximately 2 carats. Surrounded by 14 small diamonds. White gold band with engraving on the inside. Where did you get it? My heart starts hammering. Who is this? How do you know what ring I'm wearing? Answer the question. His tone shifts. Still controlled, but underneath I hear something dangerous. This is my engagement ring. My fiancé gave it to me. Your fiancé is a liar. The words are flat, emotionless. That ring was stolen from my mother's jewelry box the night she was murdered. 15 years ago. Tomorrow, your wedding doesn't happen. Because you're going to tell me exactly how you came to possess something that belongs to my family. The line goes dead. I stand frozen on the sidewalk. Engagement ring suddenly feeling like it weighs 1,000 pounds. I look down at it. Really look at it for the first time in months. Run my finger along the band. There, on the inside, worn almost smooth but still visible. Sempre insieme. Always together. Marcus told me it was blank. Why would he lie about that? I make it to my apartment building, legs shaking. My best friend Aisha is already home, cooking something that smells like garlic and tomatoes. There's the bride. She sees my face. Soph? What's wrong? I got a weird phone call. I pull off the ring, show her the inscription. Marcus said there was no engraving. The man on the phone knew exactly what it looked like, down to the number of diamonds. I sink onto the couch. He said his mother was murdered, that this was stolen from her. My phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. A photo loads. A woman in her 40s, dark hair, warm smile, and on her hand, unmistakably, is my ring. The text beneath reads, Sofia Valentino, my mother, murdered in our home, October 23rd, 2009. Her jewelry was never recovered. Until now. Another photo. A news article. Crime boss's wife murdered in home invasion. Jewelry worth millions stolen. My mouth goes dry. Crime boss. Mafia. Aisha, I think I'm in trouble. My phone rings again. Same unknown number. I didn't steal anything. I didn't know. I believe you. His voice is calmer now. You're a victim in this, just like my mother was. But your fiancé, Marcus Chen, is not innocent. And tomorrow, when you stand at that altar, you need to understand exactly who you're marrying. How do you know his name? Because I've spent 15 years tracking down everything stolen that night. This ring is the last piece. And when I saw it on your hand in that photo your friend posted on social media 3 days ago, I knew. I think back. Aisha had posted a photo of us at my bachelorette party. I'd been laughing, hand raised. The ring clearly visible. Marcus is an accountant. He's normal. He's the nephew of the man who organized my mother's murder. Antonio Chen changed his name from Antonio Caruso when he fled to the States. Your fiancé's family is neck-deep in organized crime. The room tilts. You're lying. Check his family history. Really check it. Or don't. Walk down that aisle tomorrow. Marry into a family that profits from violence. Wear my dead mother's ring and pretend you don't know where it came from. What do you want from me? I want my mother's ring back. And I want to know how your fiancé got it. His voice drops lower. Tomorrow, 1:30 in the afternoon. I'll be at your wedding. You can either help me get the truth, or I'll get it myself. Your choice. You can't just crash my wedding. Watch me. Aisha types quickly on her laptop. Her face goes pale. Soph, there are dozens of articles. Italian socialite murdered in Milan. Wife of alleged crime boss Lorenzo Valentino. She turns the laptop toward me. Photo after photo of a beautiful woman, Sofia Valentino. And in 3 photos, clear as day, is my ring. The articles say she had a son, Dante Valentino. He was 17 when she died. Now he's one of the most powerful men in the Italian Mafia. I spend the next 3 hours trying to reach Marcus. Every call goes to voicemail. Finally, at 11 at night, he responds. Sorry, phone died at the gym. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm going to his apartment. I tell Aisha. Right now. He needs to explain this. We take the subway to Astoria. I knock on Marcus's door. He opens it in sweatpants, eyes squinting against the hallway light. Soph, it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. Where did you really get this ring? I hold up my hand. I told you, my grandmother. There's an inscription, Italian. You told me it was blank. The smile falters. I must have forgotten. Stop lying. Someone called me today. Said this ring was stolen from his mother. That she was murdered for it 15 years ago. Marcus goes very still. The transformation is instant. The sweet accountant I thought I knew vanishes. In his place stands someone else. Someone with cold eyes. You need to leave. Go home. We'll talk after the wedding. After? Marcus, someone is claiming I'm wearing stolen jewelry from a murder victim. The ring is mine to give. Its history doesn't matter. Its history absolutely matters if someone was killed for it. He steps into the hallway, closes his apartment door. Who called you? He said his mother was Sofia Valentino, that she was murdered in Milan 15 years ago. I watch Marcus's face, see recognition, see fear, quickly masked. Dante Valentino called you. It's not a question. What did he want? He said he'll be at the wedding tomorrow, that he wants his mother's ring back. Marcus, tell me the truth. How did you get this ring? He runs a hand through his hair. It's complicated. Uncomplicate it. He gestures for us to come inside, pours himself whiskey, takes a long drink before speaking. My uncle worked for Lorenzo Valentino's organization. Import-export, but not the legal kind. When Lorenzo's wife was murdered, the police investigation got too close. My uncle needed to disappear. My stomach sinks. He killed her. He didn't, but he was there. He was part of the crew that robbed the house. It was supposed to be simple. But Sofia came home early. There was a confrontation. Someone panicked. She was shot. And your uncle stole her jewelry. He took what he could carry, fled to the States, changed his name, started over. Marcus sets down his glass. The ring was his insurance policy. He never sold it. And when I told him I was going to propose, he gave it. To me. Jesus Christ, Marcus. My voice shakes. You proposed to me with jewelry stolen from a murder victim. I thought 15 years was long enough. I thought Dante Valentino had moved on. Well, he hasn't. He found me. And he's coming to our wedding tomorrow. Marcus's expression goes cold. Then we move the wedding up. Tonight. City Hall. Get married and leave town. Are you insane? I'm not marrying you tonight. I'm not marrying you at all until I understand what I'm getting into. Soph, please. He reaches for my hands. I pull away. I love you. Yes, my family has history. But that doesn't change what we have. What we have is built on lies. Tears sting my eyes. You let me believe you were normal. But your family is connected to murder and organized crime, and you used a dead woman's ring to propose to me. Aisha clears her throat. Marcus, what happens tomorrow? If Dante shows up, what is he capable of? Dante Valentino doesn't make idle threats. If he says he'll be there, he will be. And he won't come alone. This could get very ugly. Then we call the police, I say. And send my uncle to prison? Destroy my entire family? Marcus shakes his head. No. Give him the ring back. Apologize. Make this right. Your uncle murdered his mother. My uncle didn't pull the trigger, and Dante can't prove otherwise. I stare at the man I thought I'd spend my life with, see him clearly for the first time. I'm going home, I say quietly. I need to think. Soph, wait. No. You've had months to tell me the truth. You chose to lie. I pull off the ring, hold it out to him. I can't wear this anymore. It doesn't belong to me. It never did. He doesn't take it. If you give that to Dante tomorrow, he'll come after my family. Then maybe you should have thought of that before you put it on my finger. On the subway back to Brooklyn, Aisha asks, "What are you going to do?" I look at the ring in my palm, at the inscription, "Always together." Sofia Valentino, it had worn this ring, had loved someone enough to have those words engraved, had died because someone decided her jewelry was worth more than her life. "I'm going to the church tomorrow," I say. "I'm going to meet Dante Valentino, and I'm going to give him back his mother's ring. And Marcus?" I close my fist around the ring. Marcus made his choice 15 years ago when his family decided to keep stolen jewelry. Now he has to live with the consequences. The morning arrives with gray skies. I wake at 6, having barely slept. The ring sits on my nightstand in a small velvet box I'd bought at a drugstore. Aisha is already making coffee. I called the church, told them there's been a postponement. "Thank you." Marcus has called 17 times. I blocked his number. I choose black pants and a soft gray sweater. Understated. Respectful. I look like myself, not a bride. Just Sophie Martinez, 28 years old, about to walk into something that could get her killed. We arrive at the church at 12:30. The building is small, old stone. Inside, the sanctuary is empty. Afternoon light filters through stained glass windows. I sit in the front row, pull out the velvet box, look at the ring one more time. It really is beautiful. But beauty doesn't erase blood. Footsteps echo from the entrance. I don't turn around. I know who it is. He walks down the center aisle with measured steps. When Dante Valentino sits beside me in the pew, I finally look. He's younger than I expected, maybe 32. Dark hair, sharp features, wearing a black suit that probably costs more than my annual rent. But it's his eyes that make me catch my breath. Dark brown, almost black, filled with an intensity that makes me understand exactly how dangerous he is. Sophie Martinez. His accent is subtle but present, Italian underneath American English. "You came." I said I would. He looks at me for a long moment. "Most people in your situation would have run." "I'm not most people." "No, you're not." He gestures to the box in my hands. "Is that it?" I hand it to him. Watch as he opens it. See his entire body go rigid when he sees the ring. His hand shakes slightly as he lifts it from the box, holds it up to the light, reads the inscription with lips that barely move. "Sempre insieme," he whispers. My father had it engraved. He gave it to her on their 10th anniversary. She never took it off. "I'm sorry. I didn't know. Marcus told me it was his grandmother's." Marcus Chen is a liar from a family of thieves and murderers. Dante's voice is flat. "But you, I think you're telling the truth." "I am. If I'd known where this came from, I never would have accepted it." He slips the ring onto his own pinky finger, just stares at it like he's seeing a ghost. My mother was 43 when she died. Young, healthy, beautiful, and she was killed for jewelry she would have given away freely if someone had just asked. He turns to look at me, those dark eyes burning. "Do you know what it's like to lose your mother violently?" My throat tightens. My mother abandoned me at a hospital when I was 2 days old. I grew up in foster care, never knew her. I meet his gaze. "So no, I don't know what you've been through, but I know what it's like to feel robbed of something that should have been yours." He's quiet for a moment. Then, "I'm sorry. That's a different kind of loss, but no less painful." We sit in silence, two strangers brought together by theft and lies. "What happens now?" I ask. "To Marcus? To his family?" Dante stands. "That depends. How much do you love him?" "I don't know anymore. I thought I did. But the person I loved doesn't exist." "Then you won't mind what I'm about to do." "Which is?" "Marcus Chen and his uncle took something from me 15 years ago. Today, I'm taking something from them. Call it justice. You're going to kill them. Statement, not question. I'm going to make sure they pay for what they did." I should be horrified, but I think about Sofia Valentino, dying on her bedroom floor. Think about this man, 17 years old, finding his mother's body. She was wearing it when they shot her, wasn't she? The ring. Dante's jaw tightens. Yes. They had to pull it off her finger while she was bleeding out. The police report said there were defensive wounds on her hands. She fought them. And they killed her anyway. "I'm sorry," I say again. "Don't be sorry. Just stay out of what happens next. Go home. Build a new life. Find someone worthy of you. He reaches into his jacket, pulls out an envelope. This is the vendor deposits for your wedding. I'm reimbursing you. You don't need to do that. You lost your wedding day because of my mother's ring. Yes, I do. He turns to leave. Gets 3 steps before I speak. Mr. Valentino, your mother, what was she like? For the first time, his expression softens. She was kind, generous. She volunteered at schools, treated everyone with respect. My father was the criminal. She was just a woman who loved him despite his flaws. He touches the ring on his finger. She didn't deserve what happened to her. No, she didn't. He nods once. Then he's gone. I sit alone in the empty church. My phone buzzes. Text from Marcus. Where are you? Why aren't you at the church? I type back. I'm here. You're not. And you never will be. It's over. Don't contact me again. I block his number. Delete his contact information. Aisha appears in the doorway. Did he show? He showed. I gave him the ring. He reimbursed me for the wedding expenses. That's it? No threats? Not toward me. But Marcus and his uncle. I think their time is running out. Good. They deserve whatever's coming. You did the right thing, Aisha says softly, returning the ring. That took courage. Maybe she's right. Maybe in a world full of lies and theft, one honest act is worth something. The ring is returned, and Sofia Valentino's son finally has one piece of his mother back. 3 days pass where I try to return to normal life. Go to my job at the community center teaching art to kids. But normal is an illusion, because Marcus won't stop calling. Won't stop texting from new numbers every time I block one. On the 4th night, Aisha shakes me awake at 2 a.m. Soph, someone's at the door. I look through the peephole. 2 men in suits. One of them speaks. Miss Martinez, we're not here to harm you. Mr. Valentino sent us. There's been an incident. Marcus Chen attempted to enter Mr. Valentino's property tonight, armed. He's currently in custody. Mr. Valentino requests your presence. Every instinct says this is a trap, but another part of me says I need to see this through. Give me 5 minutes. The men lead me to a black SUV. We drive to Manhattan, into an underground garage beneath a high-rise. Private elevator. Ascending to a floor so high my ears pop. The doors open directly into a penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. This is where Dante Valentino lives. He's standing by the windows, hands in his pockets, wearing dark pants and a white shirt with sleeves rolled to his elbows. He looks tired, human. Thank you for coming. I know you have no reason to trust me, but I needed you to see this. See what? Marcus is in the next room. He came to my building tonight with a gun and 2 of his uncle's men. Thought he could intimidate me into returning jewelry I've already sent to my lawyers as evidence. Evidence for what? I'm building a case. Legal, not violent. Antonio Caruso has been living under a false identity for 15 years. That's federal crime. Add in the jewelry theft, and I have enough to put him away for life. Dante moves closer. I don't need to kill him. I can destroy him legally. That's why you wanted me here? No. I wanted you here because Marcus is claiming you put me up to this. That you knew about the ring's history all along. That you orchestrated everything. My stomach drops. That's insane. I know. But he's desperate. Dante gestures toward a door. I want you to hear what he's saying. Then you can decide if you want to press charges. Before I can respond, shouting erupts from the next room. Marcus's voice, loud and angry. Dante opens the door. Inside, Marcus sits in a leather chair, hands zip-tied. His clothes are disheveled. There's a bruise on his jaw. And Marcus looks at me with such pure hatred that I step back. There she is. The lying bitch who destroyed everything. His voice drips venom. Did you enjoy playing innocent, Sophie? Marcus, I didn't know. Shut up. You knew. He lunges forward. The zip ties keep him in place, but the violence in his movement makes my heart race. That ring was worth $200,000. My uncle trusted me with it, and you gave it away like it was nothing. It wasn't mine to keep. It was mine. I gave it to you. He's screaming now. Do you have any idea what you've done? My uncle is furious. They wanted that ring back to sell, and you just handed it to Valentino like some kind of hero. It belonged to his mother. She died for it. She died because she was in the wrong place. We didn't kill her. But you kept her jewelry, profited from her death. I move closer despite my fear. You proposed to me with a ring pulled from a murdered woman's finger. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. You looked me in the eye and lied about where it came from. You came from nothing, Sophie. Foster care. No family, no money. I was offering you everything. And you threw it away for what? Some moral high ground? His words hit like physical blows. Every insecurity I've ever had, weaponized. Is that what you really think of me? My voice comes out small. That I was so desperate that I should have overlooked murder and theft just to keep you? Something flickers in his expression. Sophie, I didn't mean... Yes, you did. You meant every word. I turned to Dante. I want to press charges. Harassment, stalking, whatever will stick. Done. My lawyers will handle it. As they take Marcus away, he looks back. Sophie, please. I love you. We can still fix this. Goodbye, Marcus. The door closes. I'm alone with Dante in his penthouse. Are you okay? He asks quietly. No, but I will be. I sink onto the couch, adrenaline draining away. Did he really break in here? He really did. Bypass the first 2 security checkpoints. Dante pours whiskey, brings me a glass. You look like you need it. What happens now? To his uncle? Antonio Caruso will be arrested within 48 hours. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. And you? Are you satisfied? I have one piece of jewelry back, but my mother was wearing a full set that night. All stolen. All still missing. You're going to keep hunting. For the rest of my life if necessary. Every piece I recover is a piece of her I get back. I understand. It's not about the jewelry. It's about refusing to let her death be meaningless. The engraving. Sempre. Insieme. Always together. Your parents really loved each other. They did. Despite everything. Despite the violence. My father loved my mother completely. When she died, part of him died too. He became reckless. Started a war that got him killed 6 months later. Dante swirls the whiskey. I was 17, lost both parents in half a year, inherited an empire I didn't want. I'm sorry. I made my choices. I could have walked away. But I chose revenge. Chose to become exactly what my father was, because it was the only way I knew how to honor them. Do you regret it? Sometimes. Late at night when I'm alone in this place, I wonder what life would have been like if I'd chosen differently. But then I remember my mother's face, and I know I'd make the same choices all over again. It's almost 4 a.m, Dante says, finally. You should stay here tonight. It's not safe for you to go home yet. Why not? Because Antonio knows you're the one who gave me the ring. He knows. You cooperated. And he's not above targeting civilians. He stands. I have guest rooms. You'll be safe here. In the morning, we'll arrange better security. I can't afford to relocate. I have a job. A life. I'll cover it. Sophie, you did me a favor by returning that ring. Let me return the favor by making sure Antonio doesn't kill you for it. The words sink in. Real danger. How long? Until Antonio is in custody. A few days. A week at most. The guest room is bigger than my entire apartment. I text Aisha. I'm safe. Staying at Dante's place tonight. When I finally climb into bed, exhaustion wins. I'm unconscious within minutes. I wake to sunlight and coffee. Dante is in the kitchen, laptop open, phone to his ear, speaking rapid Italian. When he ends the call, he closes his laptop. Good morning. How did you sleep? Better than expected. Antonio was arrested an hour ago. Federal agents, multiple charges. He won't be getting bail. Relief floods through me. So it's over? Not quite. Antonio has associates who might blame you for his arrest. I'd like to keep security on you for at least 2 weeks. Security meaning bodyguards? Security meaning one person, discreet. You won't even know he's there most of the time. I remember Marcus's face last night, the hatred. Okay. 2 weeks. Deal. He stands. Are you hungry? I make excellent eggs and mediocre toast. Despite everything, I laugh. Eggs sound good. We fall into an easy rhythm. He cooks. I set plates. It feels domestic. Normal. Tell me about your job, he says as we eat. I teach art at a community center in Brooklyn. Kids from the neighborhood, ages 5 to 12. Most of them come from homes like I did. Foster care, group homes. Art gives them an outlet. That's admirable. It's survival. If I can help one kid avoid the situations I ended up in, then everything I went through means something. He's quiet. Then, my mother would have liked you. She believed in second chances, in helping people who had hard starts in life. She sounds wonderful. She was, and she deserved better than dying on her bedroom floor while thieves stole her jewelry. His jaw tightens. But at least now I have one piece back. I reach across the table, put my hand over his. The touch is instinctive, meant to comfort. He looks down at our hands, doesn't pull away. Thank you, he says quietly, for returning it, for being someone I could trust. You're welcome. His phone rings. He pulls away. Back to business. When he's done, he comes to stand beside me. That was my lawyer. Marcus is being processed on multiple charges. Between that and his attempted break-in here, he's looking at serious time. Good. But Sophie, you need to understand something. The Chen family isn't going to take this lying down. The next 2 weeks are critical. You stay close to protection. You don't go anywhere alone. I have to work. I have students depending on me. Then I'll have someone at the community center, watching. He turns me to face him, hands on my shoulders. I'm not trying to control your life. I'm trying to save it. I remember Marcus's hatred. I understand that in his mind, I'm the reason his world collapsed. Okay, I say. 2 weeks. I'll cooperate. Thank you. His hands drop. But he stays close. I promise. Once this is over, you can go back to your life. Move on. What if I don't want to forget? The words surprise me as much as they surprise him. These past few days have made me feel more alive than the past 6 months with Marcus ever did. Sophie, I know what you're going to say. Different worlds, dangerous life. But maybe I'm tired of playing it safe. Maybe safe got me nowhere except almost married to a liar. That's the adrenaline talking. In a few weeks you'll realize you want normal, and I can't give you that. Maybe. Or maybe I'll realize that normal is overrated. He studies me for a long moment. Ask me again in 2 weeks. When you've had time to think clearly. Ask me then if you still want anything to do with my world. I will. And I'll answer honestly, about what being in my life really means. About the violence and the danger, and the fact that I'll never be fully legitimate. Deal. We shake on it. Formal and strange. 2 weeks. Then we'll see. The next 10 days fall into a strange routine. I go to work, teach my classes, come home, and everywhere I go, a man named Leo follows. He's good at being invisible. I only notice him because I'm looking. See him in the coffee shop reading a newspaper while I grab my morning latte, the steam curling between us like a curtain. On the subway platform checking his phone while I wait for the train, positioned where he can see both exits. Outside the community center in a parked car, engine running, eyes scanning every person who approaches the building. Dante wasn't lying. Leo is professional, discreet, and somehow comforting. Knowing he's there makes the fear manageable. Makes me feel like I can breathe without constantly checking over my shoulder. But it's strange, this life I've fallen into. Teaching 9-year-olds about color theory, while a trained bodyguard watches for threats. Buying groceries while someone tracks my movements from 3 aisles away. Normal tasks wrapped in abnormal circumstances. Aisha thinks the whole situation is insane. So let me get this straight, she says on day 3, sprawled on our couch with a glass of wine. You're being protected by a mobster's bodyguard because you returned a stolen ring to another mobster who's hunting your ex-fiancé's family, and now you're developing feelings for said mobster? When you put it like that, it sounds crazy. That's because it is crazy, Soph. But her voice is gentle, not judgmental. A month ago you were planning a wedding. Now you're living in some kind of witness protection program run by the Italian Mafia. I know. Trust me, I know how insane this is. I curl up in the armchair, pulling my knees to my chest. The apartment feels smaller than it used to, like the danger has pressed in on all sides, shrinking my world. But Marcus was a lie. Everything he offered was built on theft and murder. At least with Dante, I know exactly what I'm getting into. Do you, though? Do you really know what being with someone like him means long-term? I think about this. About Dante's eyes when he held his mother's ring for the first time in 15 years. About the way he'd looked at me in that church, seeing me as more than just a witness or a problem to solve. About how he'd reimbursed my wedding deposits without me even asking, a gesture that said I mattered beyond what I could provide him. No, I admit, I don't know everything, but I know he's been honest with me from the start. He hasn't tried to hide what he is or what he's capable of. He told me his world is dangerous, violent, complicated. And after Marcus's lies, that honesty means something. Aisha studies me for a long moment, wineglass balanced on her knee. You're falling for him. Maybe, I don't know. It's too soon to call it that. Soph, I've known you for 6 years. I've seen you with Marcus. You never looked at him the way you talk about Dante, even when you were supposedly in love and planning a wedding. The words hit harder than they should, because she's right. With Marcus, I'd been comfortable. Settled, safe in that boring, suffocating way, but never lit up from the inside. Never felt like every conversation mattered, like every moment could change everything. I'm scared, I whisper. What if I'm just responding to the intensity? What if this is just adrenaline and proximity and trauma bonding, and I'm making a terrible mistake? Then you'll figure it out in 2 weeks when the protection ends and you have space to think clearly. She reaches over, squeezes my hand. Her palm is warm, familiar, grounding. But Soph, I don't think it's just adrenaline. I think you finally found someone who sees you. Really sees you. Not the version you present to stay safe, but the real, messy, complicated you underneath. And that's terrifying because it's real. On day 5, something shifts. I'm at the community center, helping a group of 7-year-olds work on clay sculptures, my hands covered in wet earth as I demonstrate how to build a coil pot, when I notice Leo isn't in his usual position by the front entrance. My heart rate picks up immediately. I scan the room, the windows, the hallway, looking for his familiar silhouette. Then I see him, inside the building, talking to another man in the corridor outside our classroom. Their body language is all wrong, tense. The other man gestures sharply, pointing down the street. Leo shakes his head, hand moving toward his jacket where I know he keeps his weapon. The children keep working, oblivious. Maya is concentrating so hard on her sculpture that her tongue pokes out between her teeth. But I can't focus, can't stop. Watching Leo and the stranger. After what feels like hours but is probably 3 minutes, the other man leaves. Leo returns to his post, but his jaw is tight, shoulders rigid. When class ends and the children file out to their parents, I catch Leo's eye. Mouth. Everything okay? He nods once, but something in his expression says otherwise. After the last child leaves, he approaches me. First time he's done that all week. Miss Martinez, there was a man outside earlier, taking photos of the building, of the children leaving, of you through the window. His voice is professionally neutral, but I hear the edge underneath. When we approached, he left quickly. Didn't run, but moved with purpose. My mouth goes dry. The clay on my hand suddenly feels wrong, constricting. One of Antonio's people? Possibly. Or just a photographer, a parent documenting their child's activities. We're running his plates now, pulling street camera footage. He glances toward the window. But Mr. Valentino, Alt wants you to go straight home after this. No stops, no variations in routine. I'll be right behind you the entire way. The walk to the subway feels different now. Every person on the sidewalk could be a threat. Every car idling at the curb could be watching. I keep my head down, move quickly, hands shoved in my jacket pockets, grateful when I'm finally underground where the crowds provide cover and cameras track everything. Leo gets on the same subway car, sits 3 seats away, reading a newspaper. To anyone else, we're strangers who happen to be taking the same train. But I feel his watchfulness like a physical presence, his readiness to move, to intervene, to put himself between me and danger. When I get home, Aisha takes one look at my face and sets down her phone. What happened? I tell her about the photographer. Watch her expression shift from mild concern to genuine fear. That's it. You're staying at Dante's place. Just until this is over. No. That feels like giving up my life completely. Like letting them win. I drop my bag on the counter harder than necessary. Besides, I have Leo watching me all day. And Dante has people watching this building at night. I'm probably safer here than anywhere else in the city. Probably isn't definitely, Soph. Nothing's definite. That's the point. I sink into a chair, suddenly exhausted. If I give up my apartment, my routine, everything that makes my life mine, then what was the point of walking away from Marcus? I'd just be in a different kind of cage. She doesn't argue, just pulls me into a hug that smells like her coconut shampoo and feels like safety. But that night, I lie awake listening to every sound, every footstep in the hallway above, every car alarm on the street below. every creak of the building settling. Sleep comes in fragments, broken by dreams of men with cameras and guns, and hands pulling rings off dead fingers while blood pools on marble floors. On day 7, Dante calls. Just hearing his voice makes something in my chest unclench, like I'd been holding my breath for days. "How are you holding up?" "Fine. Leo is good at his job." I don't mention the photographer. Don't want to sound scared, though I suspect Leo already told him everything. "Good. That's good." He pauses. I hear background noise, traffic maybe, the distant wail of sirens, like he's standing outside somewhere despite the late hour. "I was thinking, maybe you'd like to come to dinner tomorrow night. Here at the penthouse. Nothing formal, just a chance to talk away from everything else. Away from guards and protection details and watching over your shoulder." My heart does something complicated. Speeds up and slows down at the same time, like it can't decide between excitement and fear. Is this a date? It's dinner, between two people who are trying to figure out if they can be friends despite the circumstances. His voice drops lower, becomes more intimate, like he's moved away from wherever he was, standing. "Though I'll admit, Sophie, I'm hoping we can be more than friends. But that's your choice. No pressure, no expectations. Just dinner and conversation and seeing where things go." I close my eyes, lean against my bedroom wall, phone pressed to my ear, trying to memorize the sound of his voice. "What time?" 7. "I'll send a car. I can take the subway." "You can, but Leo would have to follow you, and that defeats the purpose of him being discreet. Let me send a car. Please." The please gets me, this powerful man who could demand anything, asking instead, giving me choice even when he has all the power. Okay. 7. After we hang up, I stand there holding my phone, staring at nothing, feeling everything. Aisha appears in the doorway wearing pajamas and a knowing smile. "That was him, wasn't it? He invited me to dinner tomorrow. And you said yes." I said yes. She grins, crosses the room, grabs my hands. "Good. Now let's figure out what you're wearing. Because if you show up in your art teacher jeans and that sweater with the paint stains, I'm disowning you." We spend the next hour going through my closet. Most of my clothes are practical, washable, designed for working with children and paint and clay, not designed for dinner with a man who lives in a penthouse and makes my heart race. Finally, we settle on a simple black dress I bought for a gallery opening 2 years ago, and wore exactly once. It hits just above my knee, has a subtle neckline, makes me look like someone who belongs in expensive places even though I've never felt that way. "Hair up or down?" Aisha asks, pulling my dark hair back to demonstrate. "Down." He saw me with it up at the church. "I want to look different. More like yourself and less like a woman at her non-wedding." "Yeah, exactly that." The next night, I dress carefully. The black dress. Simple jewelry borrowed from Aisha because mine all came from discount stores. Hair down and slightly curled. Makeup. Understated but present. Aisha watches me get ready with barely concealed amusement. "Not a date, huh?" "It's not. Soph, you're wearing your good perfume. The expensive stuff you save for special occasions. The stuff you didn't even wear for your actual wedding day. It's just dinner. With a gorgeous, powerful man who killed someone to protect you, and looks at you like you're the most interesting thing in his entire world. Totally, just dinner." The car arrives at 6:45. Same driver from that first night weeks ago. Professional, silent, efficient. He holds the door open without speaking, without looking at me directly, like I'm someone important who deserves that kind of respect. The penthouse looks different in the evening, softer somehow. The harsh Manhattan sunlight has given way to the warm glow of the city at dusk. Lights beginning to sparkle across the skyline like scattered diamonds. The floor-to-ceiling windows frame it all like a painting. Dante is in the kitchen. When I arrive, wearing dark jeans and a gray sweater, casual, human, so different from the dangerous man in the black suit who sat beside me in that church and held his mother's stolen ring with shaking hands. He looks up when I enter, and the expression on his face makes my breath catch, like I'm something precious, something worth protecting. "You look beautiful," he says. Simple, honest. No flowery comparisons or exaggerated compliments, just truth. "Thank you. You look comfortable. I thought we could skip the formal dinner routine. Just cook together. Talk. No pressure." He gestures to the kitchen island where ingredients are laid out. Fresh pasta, tomatoes, basil, garlic. "I make a decent carbonara, and if you can handle a salad, we'll have a real meal." I think I can manage a salad. We cook side by side. He handles the pasta with practiced ease, movements economical and precise. I chop vegetables, mix dressing, trying not to be hyper-aware of how close we're standing. How his arm brushes mine when he reaches for the olive oil. How he smells like expensive soap and something darker, more masculine underneath. It's easy, natural, like we've done this 100 times before instead of barely knowing each other. Over dinner at his dining table with the city spread out below us like a living thing, we talk, really talk. Not about Marcus or stolen rings or criminal families, about normal things. What's your favorite book? He asks, twirling pasta on his fork. The Secret Garden. I read it in foster care when I was 9. Something about the idea of a hidden place that was yours, that you could make beautiful. That resonated. I take a sip of wine. Rich, probably expensive. Better than anything I've ever tasted. What about you? The Count of Monte Cristo. Revenge done with patience and precision. It appealed to me after my mother died. That's dark. I was 17 and angry at the world. Dark made sense. He smiles slightly. Now I appreciate it more for the redemption arc. The idea that revenge alone isn't enough. That you need something more to truly live. The conversation flows. Movies, music, places we'd like to travel. I learn that he speaks 4 languages, studied business in London, plays piano because his mother taught him. He learns that I can't carry a tune, that I stress bake at 3 a.m, that I've never been outside the United States. Never? He asks, genuinely surprised. Not even Canada or Mexico? Never had the money or the opportunity. I set down my fork. Foster care doesn't usually include a travel budget, and after I aged out, I was too busy trying to survive, trying to pay rent and get through college on scholarships and working 3 jobs. Where would you go? If you could go anywhere? Italy, maybe. See where my grandmother came from before she immigrated. Walk streets she walked. Eat food she ate. Connect to that part of my history that I never knew because I grew up without family stories. I could take you. The words come out casual, but I hear the weight behind them. The offer of something more than just a vacation. I still have family there. In Milan. In Rome. Distant cousins. Old friends of my parents. They'd welcome you. Show you the real Italy, not the tourist version. That's a big offer for someone you barely know. I know you better than you think, Sophie. He leans forward, elbows on the table. I know you're brave enough to do the right thing, even when it costs you everything. I know you care about kids nobody else bothers with, kids that remind you of yourself. I know you eat pizza cold the next morning and think it tastes better than when it's fresh. I laugh despite myself. How do you know that last part? Leo reports everything, including your questionable breakfast choices when you grab cold pizza from your fridge before work. That's invasive. That's thorough. There's a difference. He smiles, and it transforms his entire face, makes him look younger, less burdened. I need to know you're safe. All of you. Even the parts that make weird food decisions. After dinner, we move to the living room. Sit on the couch with glasses of wine. The city spreads out below us, endless and glittering. Millions of people living their normal lives while we sit here in this abnormal situation trying to figure out what we are to each other. In 3 days, the 2 weeks are up, he says. And when that happens, I want you to really think about what being in my life would mean. The danger, the loneliness, the secrets. Why are you trying to talk me out of this? Because you deserve better. You deserve someone normal, someone safe. I set down my glass, turn to face him fully. What if I don't want quiet? What if these past 2 weeks have made me feel more real than anything in the past year? That's the adrenaline. Stop telling me what I feel. My voice comes out sharp. I know my own mind, Dante. I know that when I'm with you, I feel, seen in a way I never did with Marcus. Sophie, let me finish. I'm not naive about the danger, but I'm also not willing to walk away from something that could be real just because it's complicated. Fake is what I can't do anymore. He looks at me for a long moment. Then, slowly, he reaches out, cups my face with one hand. His palm is warm, solid. You're sure? Because once we cross this line, there's no going back for me. I don't do casual. If we do this, you're mine, and I'm yours. Completely. The intensity should scare me. Instead, it makes me lean closer. I'm sure. He kisses me. Soft at first, testing. When I respond, when my hands grip his sweater, he deepens it, pulls me closer. It's nothing like kissing Marcus. This is fire and need. When we finally break apart, we're both breathing hard. 3 more days, he says against my mouth. 3 days until I can take you on a real date. I can wait 3 days. Can you? Because I'm not sure I can. Then don't. We kiss. Again. And in a penthouse high above Manhattan, I finally feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Not safe, not quiet, but real. Day 13. I'm at the community center when Leo appears in the doorway. His face is tight. He never comes inside. Miss Martinez, we need to go. Now. I follow him into the hallway. What's wrong? Antonio made bail. Posted 2 hours ago. He's out. My blood runs cold. That's impossible. Dante was wrong. And the first thing Antonio did was send people to your apartment building. Aisha, already safe. Dante's people got her out. But they know your routine. We need to move. He leads me out the back. The car is already running. We pull out just as a black sedan turns onto the street. Through the rear window, I watch 3 men get out. My phone rings. Unknown number. Don't answer it, Leo says. But I do. Sophie Martinez. The voice is older, accented. Italian. You made a very foolish choice, returning my property to Valentino. It wasn't your property. It belonged to a murdered woman. You had no right to give it away. His voice hardens. I spent 15 years building my life here, and you destroyed all of that because of some misguided sense of justice. Your nephew destroyed it by proposing with a stolen ring and posting it online. Clever girl, but not clever enough. I know where you work, where you live, where your friends live. And before this is over, you're going to wish you'd kept that ring. Are you threatening me? I'm making you a promise. You took something from me. I'm going to take something from you. The line goes dead. Leo is already on his phone with Dante. We don't go to the penthouse. We drive to a building in the financial district. Safe house, Leo explains. The apartment is modern, temporary. Leo positions himself by the door. Stay away from windows. We're on lockdown. 30 minutes later, Dante arrives. He crosses the room in 3 strides, pulls me into his arms. I let myself lean into him. I'm sorry, he says into my hair. I thought we had more time. I underestimated his resources. He called me, threatened me. Dante pulls back. His expression is cold fury. He's not going to touch you. I promise you that. How? He's free. He has people everywhere. By being better at this game than he is. His jaw tightens. Antonio made a mistake calling you, threatening you directly. That gives me legal grounds to act. You're going to kill him. I'm going to make sure he can never hurt you. The method is less important than the outcome. I think about those men outside the community center, about 12 kids who could have been caught in crossfire. When? I ask. Tonight. He's staying at a hotel in Queens. Dante pulls out his phone, shows me surveillance photos. My people have been tracking him. We know when he's vulnerable. And you're going to just walk in there and kill him? No. I'm going to make it look like his own people turned on him. They'll find him. Tomorrow morning, victim of an internal dispute. The casual way he discusses murder should make me sick. Instead, it makes me feel safer. I want to be there. Absolutely not. Not in the room. But I want to be there. I need to see this end. Sophie, please. I need to see that he can't hurt me anymore. He studies my face. Finally nods. You stay in the car. 3 blocks away. With Leo. You don't move. Understood. At 10 that night, we're in position. Dante briefs his team in Italian. Calm, controlled. He comes to the car, leans in. If anything goes wrong, Leo drives you straight to the airport. Private jet standing by. Nothing's going to go wrong. Promise me anyway. I promise. He kisses me, hard and fast. Then he's gone. I sit in the back seat, hands clenched. 20 minutes pass. 30. My phone buzzes. Text from Dante. We're in position. 5 minutes. 4 minutes. 3. Then, in the distance, I hear it. Gunfire. 3 shots. 4. Then silence. My heart pounds. Leo's phone rings. He answers. Listens. Hangs up. It's done. Antonio's dead. Team's extracting now. I should feel relief. Instead, I feel hollow. 5 minutes later, Dante slides into the car beside me. There's no blood on him. No visible evidence. He's calm. Composed. but I see it in his eyes. The weight. Are you okay? I ask. I'm fine. Are you? I don't know. Ask me tomorrow. He takes my hand. We drive back to the safe house in silence. Inside, Dante pours whiskey. We sit on the couch, both processing. Do you regret it? I ask finally. No. He was a threat. He would have kept coming. This was the only way to end it permanently. But it changes things. Between us. He looks at me. Does it? Does knowing I'm capable of killing someone to protect you make you want to leave? I think about this. Really think. About whether I can live with loving someone who solves problems with violence. No, I say finally. It doesn't make me want to leave. It makes me understand exactly what I'm choosing. And you're still choosing me? I'm still choosing you. He kisses me then, desperate and grateful and fierce, and I kiss him back with everything I have. We make love on the couch, slow and intense, no words, just the desperate need to feel alive. After, Dante traces patterns on my shoulder. When this settles, what do you want to do? I want to keep teaching, want to keep my apartment, my life, but I want you in it, however that works. It'll be complicated. Good thing I like complicated. He smiles. I'm choosing this. Choosing you, choosing complicated and dangerous and real. You're sure? I'm sure. More sure than I've been about anything. Then tomorrow, we start figuring out how to build a life together. We fall asleep tangled together. And for the first time in 2 weeks, I sleep without fear. 3 months later, I'm standing in front of my art class. 12 kids are working on self-portraits. Maja, a 9-year-old, looks up. Miss Sophie, can I paint myself with wings? You can paint yourself however you want. Art is about expressing who you are inside. She beams, goes back to work. My phone buzzes. Text from Dante. Dinner tonight? I have something to show you. At 7, a car picks me up. Dante is in the back seat, wearing a suit, looking at me like I'm the only thing that matters. Where are we going? Patience. We stop in front of a brownstone in the West Village. Beautiful. Old. What is this? Come see. He leads me inside. The interior is stunning. Original hardwood floors, exposed brick, high ceilings. Empty. Waiting. I bought it, Dante says. 3 bedrooms, garden out back, close to your community center, close to everything you'd need. My heart starts pounding. Why? Because I'm tired of living in a penthouse that feels like a hotel. I want a home, and I want it with you. He takes my hands. Sophie Martinez. I know we've only known each other 3 months, but you're the first person I've wanted to build something permanent with since my mother died. You make me want to be better. Tears prick my eyes. Dante, let me finish. I'm not asking you to marry me. Not yet. But I'm asking you to move in with me. To help me turn this house into a home. To build a life together that's messy and complicated and real. Yes. He blinks. Yes? Just like that? I've been staying at your penthouse 4 nights a week for 2 months. I think I'm ready. He kisses me, soft and sweet. There's more. Come upstairs. He leads me to a small bedroom, empty except for a single easel. I thought you could use this as your art studio. Space to paint, to create. The light from that window is perfect. I walk to the window, look out at the garden below. It's perfect. How did you know? I notice things. I notice you stare at blank canvases in art supply stores. Notice that you're an artist who forgot to make space for her own art. I turn back to him. I love you. The words surprise me. We haven't. He said it yet? I love you too, he says quietly. Have for a while. I'm ready. For all of it. The house, the future, the complicated life. We stand in the empty room. And I understand. Safety isn't about avoiding danger. It's about facing it with someone who won't run. Marcus offered me stability built on lies. Dante offers me truth built on trust. I choose truth every time. 6 months after Antonio's death, the brownstone is finished. I've moved all my things from the apartment. Now I'm unpacking the last box when Dante appears. There's something I need to show you. He leads me to his office, opens a drawer, pulls out a small leather box. It's not what you think. Not yet. He opens it. Inside are photos. His mother, Sofia Valentino, in dozens of candid shots. After she died, I couldn't look at these. But lately, I've been pulling them out, remembering her. Not just how she died, but how she lived. He pulls out one photo. Sophia at a piano, young child on her lap. That's me. I was 4. She was teaching me to play. She looks happy. She was. Despite everything, she found joy. He looks at me. You remind me of her. The way you bring light into dark places. The way you care about people others ignore. I'm honored. But I'm not her. I can't replace her. I know. But I am asking you to help me honor her memory. To build something good from the tragedy. How? I've been thinking about what comes next. What purpose does any of this serve if I'm just running a criminal empire? What are you saying? I'm saying I want to go legitimate. Fully. Actually transitioning everything. Import-export becomes legal shipping. Real estate becomes legal developments. Everything clean. I stare at him. That's a massive undertaking. I have years. And I have a reason to do it now. You. Us. The future we're building. He takes my hands. I want children someday, Sophie. But I won't bring them into the world my father built. I want them to grow up in safety. With a father who's more than just a criminal with expensive lawyers. Tears spill over. You really mean this. Every word. It won't be easy. But I have leverage. The transition is possible. How long? 2 years, maybe 3. By the time we're ready to start a family, I want to be someone my mother would recognize. I kiss him. Pour everything I feel into it. Is that a yes? That's a yes to everything. To going legitimate. To building a life that honors your mother. To eventually having children. I love you, Sophie Martinez. I love you too, Dante Valentino. 1 year after I walked into that church to return a stolen ring, Dante and I are sitting in the garden behind our brownstone. Summer evening, warm breeze. On my finger is a new ring. Diamond. Simple, elegant, chosen together. No stolen history. No blood. Just love and choice. We got engaged 2 months ago. Quiet proposal in this garden. Just Dante kneeling, asking me to be his wife, promising me a life of honesty and light. What are you thinking about? Dante asks. How different my life is from a year ago. How I almost married the wrong man. How a stolen ring brought me to the right one. Best choice I've ever witnessed anyone make. His hand rests on my stomach. Not pregnant yet, but someday. When the business is fully legitimate. My phone buzzes. Text from Maya's mother. Maya won her school art competition. First place. I show Dante. He smiles. Your students love you. I love them. They're why I do this. You're making a difference. My mother would have loved that about you. I wish I could have met her. Me too. She would have liked you. Would have seen the same thing in you that I do. Strength, compassion, refusal to accept less than you deserve. As the sun sets over our garden, I think about the journey that brought me here. From foster care to almost marrying a criminal, to finding real love with a man who's choosing to become better. Sometimes the worst moments lead to the best outcomes. Sometimes stolen rings and crashed weddings lead to brownstones and gardens, and love that's messy and complicated and absolutely real. Thank you, I say quietly. For what? For seeing me. For choosing me. For building this life with me. He kisses my temple. Thank you for returning my mother's ring. For being brave enough to do the right thing. For giving me a reason to be better than what I was raised to be. We walk hand in hand toward our front door. I think about Sophie Martinez from a year ago. The girl who thought she wanted safe and stable. She'd be proud of who I've become. Sometimes the best things in life come from saying yes to danger. Yes to truth. Yes to complicated love that requires courage and honesty. I said yes to Dante Valentino. And he said yes to becoming someone worthy of the future we're building. Together, we're writing a different story. One where stolen rings get returned. Where criminals choose legitimacy. Where foster kids find homes and love and reasons to believe in happy endings. It's not a fairy tale. It's better. It's real. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you loved this story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.